The news hit Joseph Roulin like a bolt from the blue. Vincent van Gogh, the troubled artist he had befriended in Arles, was dead. A self-inflicted gunshot wound, they said. Suicide. Roulin refused to believe it. He knew Van Gogh, the passionate, tormented soul, better than most. Yes, the man battled demons, but he also clung fiercely to life, to his art. There had to be more to the story.
Go to Auvers-sur-Oise, he urged. Talk to the people Van Gogh knew in his final days. Unravel the mystery of his death.
Armand, a young man of reason and determination, had always been intrigued by Van Gogh. Now, Roulin pleaded with Armand to uncover the truth. Armand, moved by his father's conviction and his own curiosity, agreed. He set off to Auvers-sur-Oise, a small town on the outskirts of Paris where Van Gogh had spent his final weeks. Little did he know that his journey would lead him into a labyrinth of conflicting accounts, whispered rumors, and unsettling truths. The weight of his father's plea lay heavy on Armand's shoulders as he journeyed north. He carried with him not only the hope of finding answers, but also the burden of a promise to a grieving father and the memory of a troubled artist. Paris swirled around Armand, a stark contrast to the quiet countryside he had left behind. He made his way to Père Tanguy's paint shop, a haunt Van Gogh frequented.
Van Gogh's recent struggles, the lack of recognition, the bouts of despair. Yet I find it hard to believe the suicide story. Van Gogh was on the cusp of a breakthrough. He wouldn't have given up so easily.
Next, Armand sought out Adeline Ravoux, the innkeeper's daughter from Auvers-sur-Oise.
He was consumed by his art, painting from sunrise to sunset. He was kind, gentle. Suicide seemed unfathomable to me.
Armand listened intently, piecing together fragments of Van Gogh's final days. He spoke to the local boatman, who recounted seeing Van Gogh on the banks of the Oise River, painting feverishly. He met Marguerite Gachet, the doctor's daughter, who had spent time with Van Gogh, playing piano for him, discussing art and literature.
Each encounter painted a picture of a man deeply immersed in his work, not contemplating his demise.
As Armand delved deeper into Van Gogh's life in Auvers-sur-Oise, the inconsistencies gnawed at him. The testimonies he gathered contradicted the official narrative. The more he learned, the more he doubted. The name René Secretan surfaced repeatedly in Armand's investigation. A local bully, Secretan was rumored to have tormented Van Gogh, mocking his art, even shooting at him in jest. Some whispered that the fatal wound wasn't self-inflicted, but a tragic consequence of Secretan's cruel games. Then there was Dr. Mazery, a physician who claimed to have treated Van Gogh for a gunshot wound in the stomach, not the chest. Mazery's account, if true, suggested Van Gogh was shot from a distance, making suicide impossible. But Mazery was a controversial figure, known for his dubious claims and thirst for notoriety.
The conflicting testimonies fueled my suspicions. I grappled with the possibility that Van Gogh, the tortured genius, might have been a victim of foul play. The lack of a suicide note, the conflicting accounts of the wound's location, the whispers about Secretan, it all pointed towards a cover-up.
Armand wrestled with his conscience. Should he pursue these leads, potentially unearthing a scandal that would rock the art world? Or should he honor his father's wish for closure, even if it meant accepting a truth that felt increasingly improbable? Seeking answers, Armand finally reached out to Dr. Paul Gachet, Van Gogh's physician and confidant in his final days. Gachet, a man of medicine and art, had welcomed Van Gogh into his home, providing him with not just medical care, but also companionship and understanding. Gachet received Armand with a heavy heart.
Vincent struggled. The epileptic seizures, the bouts of depression, the deep-seated loneliness. His relationship with his brother Theo was complicated, with emotional and financial dependence and a fear of becoming a burden.
Then came the revelation. Gachet revealed that Van Gogh had confessed to him. He had inflicted the gunshot wound upon himself, a desperate act driven by despair and a sense of hopelessness.
The rumors about Secretan are unfounded gossip. Mazery's account is a fabrication, an attempt to insert himself into a tragic narrative.
Gachet's words, delivered with a mix of sadness and empathy, struck Armand with the force of truth. It was the confirmation he craved, yet it brought him no solace. He realized that Van Gogh's death wasn't a mystery to be solved, but a tragedy to be understood.